Hey folks, Deano here again. This time, finally, taking a look at Demoniacal Fit's newest figure, and probably one of their most hyped up figures to date. This is Martialist Forever, otherwise known as 3.0 base form Goku. And yeah, I've had a time of it trying to get this figure, let me tell you. Long story short, I ordered this guy ages ago off a seller on AliExpress. One I'd actually used before, which is a bit rare. They guaranteed 12-day delivery for when he finally released. They sent him out, as far as I'm aware, the day of release. And Royal Mail proceeded to play hide and go seek with my package. So yeah, I've literally been waiting for this guy since its release. It's been heartbreaking watching every other reviewer on the platform review this guy first. But yeah, these things happen, don't they? So anyone that still cares for my opinion can watch this review. So yeah, first things first, packaging. Standard Demoniacal Fit packaging. Looks like Tamashi's event exclusive packaging. You've got Martialist Forever on the side. Demoniacal Fit 2023 made in China. Ages 15 and up. Demoniacal Fit logo. Nice black and orange silhouette of the figure. And some pictures on the back of Goku, or Martialist himself, complete with Demoniacal Fit's own blurb. So yeah, let's get that out of the way. So yeah, first things first, we'll get this out of the way. He does come with a stand, a nice stand with the Sun Family logo on it. Yep, really good. We've got this before from Demoniacal Fit. It was an event exclusive stand from Tamashi at one point. But Demoniacal Fit loves this. Loves this stand. And I do too, because it's got a special sort of grabber. So the figure is very secure when you use it. So yeah, not that I really use stands much. Most of the time they're completely fine on their own. So yeah, let's take a look at his accessories. So in terms of faces, this is the one that comes on him in the package, and I'm just going to say it right now, these are the best, without a shadow of a doubt, base form Goku heads, or just Goku faces in general, that we've ever had from any company. They look spot on to him, just the right amount of detail, and yeah, I especially like this one. This is probably my favourite face. Smirking face. Again, good details. The eyes are well done. And yeah, really like that. My least favourite, which is apparently everybody's, is the really happy-go-lucky goofy face. I think the face would look better if the eyes were positioned better. For some reason they seem to be angled down the way, which was the same issue I had with their GT Goku's goofy face. I don't know what Demoniacal Fit has against him looking straight ahead when he's being goofy, but hey-oh, not a face I'll be using. You got the teeth gritted face, which is really nice. You can really see that expression there. Even the actual corner of the mouth is indented. It's not just tamper-graphed on. And yeah, really like that one. And finally, you've got the yelling face, which again looks fantastic. You can really see the strain in his face just firing off that Kamehameha, or just attacking, just in general. So yeah, really like that one. In terms of hands, he comes with mostly what Ultimate Gohan or Beast Gohan came with. So you've got a pair of Kamehameha splayed open hands, pair of normal Ki Blast splayed out hands, pair of martial arts posy hands, which Goku is synonymous with, a pair of solar flare or instant transmission hands, whichever one you want to go with, and finally his own unique hand, which is a thumbs up hand, which I almost dropped for the carpet monster to pick up. So yeah, decent array of accessories there. Not too much, not too little. The stand obviously counts as well. Unfortunately, we didn't get a Kamehameha effect, but I mean, between the one that came with Orange Piccolo and the one that's coming with the buff Namek Goku, I think we're going to have enough Kamehameha effects for the time being. But yeah, let's take a look at the figure, shall we? Which is what everyone was here to look at. So yeah, really nice figure overall. Just putting that out there. There's not a whole lot of paint apps. Honestly, the only real paint apps on this figure are his chest. The rest is plastic. The boots are painted, obviously. Boots are like my one gripe with this figure. First 3.0, or hell, even 2.0 style feet for Goku. And yeah, Demoniacal Fit made them a bit too long, in my opinion. Like, if we compare to a 2.0, yeah, there's a good couple of millimeters difference, which does actually show, like, when it's on the figure. It looks quite elongated, which is a bit of a shame. They're not horrible by any means, but yeah, for a unique sculpt, shall we say, Demoniacal Fit could have probably done a bit better here, especially the fact that he really does not like to put the actual articulation, sorry, doesn't like going back the way, unfortunately. So yeah, they could have done a bit better with that, but everything else is really good. It's obviously based off the Ultimate Gohan body, which I will bring in right now. Yeah, pretty much most of this figure is based off the Ultimate Gohan, including the faces. The Goku faces are pretty much the same sculpt, just slightly tweaked to fit a new head sculpt. So yeah, one thing they did do is they heightened the ball joint on his neck, which is, yeah, very welcome. They also tweaked the ab section, which allows Goku to get more of a range of motion than Gohan does, and it even looks better in my opinion. That half moon shape, yeah, I was never a fan of that, everyone knows. They also tweaked the shoulders, which I don't know how easy it will be to see, but the blue part is actually part of the arm. There's only like half a shoulder in there, and the rest is the blue part of the gi, which is quite a clever way of doing that. It means it's not cluttered in that joint, because if they were two separate pieces, that would constantly like grind against each other, get stuck, all the rest of it. And yeah, works really well. I really can't really fault this guy at all. But yeah, the only QC issue that I've heard people complaining about, well, there's a couple tiny ones. The figure isn't perfect by any means, as much as I would like it to be. But if you try and pull off the wrist, the actual cuff comes off with it. But that's quite an easy fix. Like, just hold the cuff when you're taking off the hand. Other issue is at the knee. If you extend it right the way over, the top part of the knee gets caught on the upper leg, so you have to push that in a little bit for it to go in. But yeah, apart from that, no loose joints to speak of. Nothing falling off, nothing popping off. The waist is totally fine as well. I know Kong had an issue with the Super Saiyan 3s where the waist would just pop off completely. I love how I had an argument with someone about that, where they said that's a feature. No, it's not. That's bad tolerances. But yeah, in terms of articulation, he can look up that much. Can look down really well. Side to side pivot, all around. That's literally because it's the new joint. I'll see if I can pop it off. There we go. Yep, just a ball peg. It's slightly smaller than Gohan's, unfortunately, so I'm going to have a bit of a hard time putting any faces on this guy, but I will still try it. Just pop that back on. There we go. Arms can go out that far, completely unimpeded. They can go around a little bit impeded by this top piece, but so was Gohan's, unfortunately. You can sort of move it to get better motion out of the butterfly joint, and yet he can go forward with a bit of finagling. There we go. You just pop that back into place. Yeah, there is a little bit of work involved with the shoulders, unfortunately. Bicep swivel, double joint at the elbow, ball hinge at the wrist. The ab section can go back that far, forward quite far, swivel at the waist, can kick out that far, thigh swivel, double joint at the knee. Just remember and push that top part in. And the feet do move on the ball hinge. It's no longer just a ball peg, although I kind of wish it was in this case. You can sort of force the ball peg slightly out of its socket to get him into a more flying pose. But other than that, it doesn't really go back at all. Can go forward ever so slightly. Nice ankle rocker though. And toe articulation, which literally breaks his foot. So yeah, all in all, definitely a figure I would recommend. Like, even if Tamashii comes out with their own 3.0, which they will, it's Goku after all. The there's no way they're not updating the main character of Dragon Ball to have 3.0 articulation. And yeah, I have noticed the complaints to Demoniacal Fit, like, oh, another Goku, blah 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 blah. Guys, Goku's the main character of Dragon Ball. He's what sells. Be lucky Demoniacal Fit even exist at all. Like, we could still just be stuck with Tamashii on their own, making whatever figure they wanted. And believe me, they wouldn't be making half the stuff Demoniacal Fit or Kong have been doing with the Xenoverse stuff and the Heroes stuff and things like that. So yeah, cut them a little bit of slack. I know they tend to take forever making figures. They are like a small company at the end of the day. They only make a limited amount of these. So yeah. Just before we go, I know this video is taking a bit of time. We'll pop him off, do some quick head swaps, and see how they look. Unfortunately, with the peg being the way it is, some heads just do not fit on this guy at all. A lot of the 2.0 heads just struggle altogether. The main one everyone wants to see, which it does pop in, it's just a little bit loose because of the difference in the ball peg size. And yeah, there's 2.0 Ultimate Gohan, which I believe Demoniacal Fit did tease that they were going to do at some point anyway. When they were doing the prototypes for the 3.0 Goku, they showed off one with Gohan's head on it. So yeah, you might not need to buy two of them. Just give them time, they might come out with them. There it is. With that one doesn't pop on at all. That's it with the Super Saiyan head on, which I really don't like because there's no shading in it whatsoever. And the only other head that I managed to find that fits, although still not great to be honest, is the GT Super Saiyan head. Which, yeah, it pops on, although I am not sure if that's because of my tweaking to the ball joint. Not the ball joint, the head joint. Because if you remember, this head had far too small of a socket. That's the word I was looking for. So yeah, that might only fit because of something I've done to it, unfortunately. Plus the neck tends to be a bit too long with this guy. But yeah, you could make it work if you were clever about it. But yeah, for now, he's staying his base form. Once I get the Namek Saga Goku in hand, I will do some more face swaps, because I would love to see that Super Saiyan head on this body. And yeah, guys, that will do it for this longer video, unfortunately. Yeah, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see y'all later.